Peace, love, and prosperity. This is Big Mike point of view. I'm back at you. I know it's been a few weeks. Again, I want to try to be more consistent. I'm working out a lot, getting healthier. Got a lot of things going on, and try to be more consistent. But I'm not even going to use my outline today. Today, I'm gonna do a couple of videos. I'm start trying to put up one every other day. And the few people that do watch my videos, I'm grateful for you. I am so grateful for you. And like my son said, he said, I would just keep being consistent. You got to get back to being consistent. There's many people who might start a YouTube channel and they got the same issues you got. They don't have the proper equipment. They this, they that. That's what keep being consistent. You can turn around. So I'm gonna listen to my baby boy. He's a grown ass man at this point. He's a good man. But I'm gonna listen to him and I'm gonna get back at it and try to be consistent because he's right. Plus it's just a way to express myself. But the few of you that do watch my videos, whether it's just 30 people, 80 people, because I'm looking at the views, I am so grateful for you. I appreciate you, and then hopefully other people will appreciate my content as well. I'm going to get to a point where I have lighting, a better computer, I'm going to have the prompts, and all that. I'm going to get to that point. I really believe I am, but it's going to take time. It may take 6 months before I can get to that point, but I'm going to keep going. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk about today, without my outline, I'm going to talk about a couple of subjects. This subject on this particular video is the Lebron James and the LeBron James Jr. situation. First of all, people are saying it's nepotism. Nepotism has happened in pro sports to different degrees before, especially in the ownership with their children, their nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters, and quite a few of the NBA, NFL, NBL, NHL. It's been nepotism with the owners and stuff for years, putting family members and friends in positions that in no way, shape, form, or fashion did they deserve. Now, when it comes to LeBron James Jr. as a second-round draft pick, he's just as good as quite a few second-round draft picks. He's a late second-round draft pick. And when teams choose somebody in the late second round, they know they're gambling anyway. They know it's a gamble. But his combine was actually good. They're not just drafting him just because his father's influence. His father does have some power. His father does have some influence. Not as much as people think he does, but he does. And he did use his power. He did use his influence to help his son. Now, as far as black folks is concerned, stop hating on him for that. Stop hating on him for that, because see, black folks, we don't realize we got to stick together just like that. Just like that. Now, if he was just totally, really couldn't play basketball at all, that's a whole other story. But he actually can play. Him and his brother are better shooters than their father was at that age. Both of them. And he has a 40-inch vertical. And he plays good defense. So as far as taking a chance to try to develop him, even if he wasn't LeBron James' son, a few teams would probably pick him in the late second round. But his father did use his influence, and I ain't mad at him, because if it was my son and he had a decent enough chance, now if he wasn't good enough at all, I wouldn't do that for my son. But this young man is actually good enough to take a chance. So therefore everything his father can do for him and his little brother, he's supposed to do it. Black folks, stop that. Stop sitting up there tripping about a man looking out for his sons like that. He's supposed to do that. And then you got to understand, where does his influence come from? We're going to dial the clock back. When LeBron James re-signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the second time around with Cleveland, where they won a championship eventually in 2016. At the time, when he was coming back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the market sales worth of the Cleveland Cavaliers was $800 million. As soon as he signed his contract, the market value of the Cleveland Cavaliers went up to about 1.6, 1.7, maybe even more, but at least $1.6 billion. You keep looking at these star athletes and you see they max contracts. First of all, the max contract ain't what you think it is, especially depending on what state the athlete is in. Certain states like New York and California, the taxes are high. Then they got to pay their agent, and then sometimes they have an agent and a manager, or the manager and the agent is the same person. They may have a publicist, they have a trainer, they have this and us, all these things. So if an athlete is playing in New York or California and they get a $50 million contract, $50 million a year, $40 million a year, let's say $40 million a year. Actually, about $19, $18 million of that money goes into their pocket. If they have signed, I'm talking about either sport, if they have signed like someplace in Texas, they make more money because they pay less taxes on their home games. The other thing is athletes get taxed in every city they play a game in. Every city they play a game in, athletes get taxed. So whatever number you hear, they actually go home with anywhere from 50% or 45% of that money. If they smart and they work it right, they might go over 50%, like in Jaylen Brown's case, because he can draw up and negotiate his own contract, which is the same thing Ray Allen did. Ray Allen would draw up and negotiate his own contract, everything, and then what he would do, he would take it to Johnny Cochran's firm. It was reported that he would probably pay them $100,000, maybe more, to look over the contract for him. He'd pay $100,000. Let's say if it was $100,000. They look over the contract for him. If they see anything in there, they let him know, blah, blah, blah. If they didn't, then he'd go ahead and sign the contract. So therefore, Ray didn't have to pay agent fees and everything like that. Neither does Jaylen Brown. So therefore, he makes more money. So you got to understand, like JB is getting $300 million over such and such amount of years. But actually, that whole $300 million is not going to go to his pocket. It's not. You know, so when you have these star and superstar athletes, you see the 40 million, 50 million, 60 million a year. And what you don't realize is that if that star leaves the team, like whenever LeBron leaves the team, if LeBron leaves the Lakers market value will probably go down at least $500 million, at least. Then we're talking about the ticket sales, we're talking about the jersey sales. You know what I'm saying? What you all don't realize is that like the top 20 NBA stars, right? I'm here in Israel. The top 20 in NBA stars, you can't go to the store and get their jersey here. You can order it online and wait a while for it to get here in some cases. But you can't go there. But if you go into a store here where they sell NBA jerseys, you're going to find Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Now you can start adding people like the Joker and Luka to the list, and maybe a couple of others. But what you got to realize is that the Chicago Bulls is still making money off of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in 2024. And Kobe Bryant. Kobe's the other jersey. The Lakers are still making money off of Kobe Bryant right now. Just like they made money off of him then, he made the team value go up. They made money off of ticket sales, everything. You look at the large, because those of us that, you know, regular people, working jobs or whatever, employed, underemployed, some of us gainfully employed or whatever, we look at those numbers and like, wow, but that's a lot of money. You know, they but what you don't realize is how much money is tied into them. Like we can flip it over even to the entertainment industry with Will Smith. All that stuff happened with Will Smith, this, that, and the other, and everything. But Bad Boys 4 has revitalized the whole film industry. That's what you don't understand. You got to realize certain stars, certain people, it's a lot of money tied into them. The person that's paying them is actually paying them a fraction of what they're making off of them. So therefore, this is where LeBron gets all this influence, and LeBron actually understands it. He actually understands that he has a certain amount of influence and power, just as an athlete himself and through Clutch Sports. And he uses his power. Stephen A. Smith is always complaining about LeBron is trying to control the narrative. LeBron is trying to control the narrative. What the hell is he supposed to do? Let you control the narrative with your loudmouth stupid ass? He's supposed to let you control it? Absolutely, he's trying to control the narrative. And is LeBron James perfect? No. He makes mistakes. He this, that, and the other. You know, some things he really has made mistakes. Some cases people perceive he's made mistakes. But looking out for his son is not a mistake. Giving his son a chance is not a mistake. It is not nepotism at the level you think it is. Because Bronny actually has a chance to turn into a decent NBA player. If he doesn't, after about 2 to 4 years, he'll be out the league. You ain't got to worry about that. If he doesn't pan out, if those advanced stats don't look the way they need to look, he won't be there. And for the record, Bronny is better than Giannis's brother. Giannis has a brother at the end of the bench with a contract. And Bronny is better than him. This is the coach talking. This ain't no emotions. I done watched both of them. Bronny has a higher IQ. He can shoot better. He's just smaller. What it is Giannis's brother is bigger. He's a bigger guy, which is another reason why they're probably taking a chance trying to develop him. But trust me, even in his case, sooner or later, he'll be out the league. Giannis's little brother that just won a EuroLeague championship is actually better than Giannis's brother that's at the end of the bench from Milwaukee right now. He's actually a better ball player than him. But that's Giannis looking out for his brother. And guess what? I ain't mad at the brother. Get your brother that paper. Take care of your family. Use your influence. Use your power on behalf of your family. You know what I'm saying? That's what these 1%ers, 2%ers, and 3%ers have been doing for hundreds of years. They've been passing down wealth, power, and influence to their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-grandchildren. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. You don't understand that. So therefore, ain't nothing wrong with what LeBron James is doing. Ain't nothing wrong with what LeVar Ball was doing. You know, I didn't always agree with the way LeVar Ball expressed himself, but I love the way he looked out for his sons. And I love his oldest boy, because no matter how much they tried to get him to sell out his father, he wouldn't do it. Even when I felt his father disrespecting him on the little reality show that they had, I don't know if that was real or fake, because sometimes they prompt him to do stuff on reality shows. You know, when he said that line to his son, when somebody can say you use goods, I feel like his father went too far. But what did that young man do? He sat there, he didn't say a word to his father. He didn't disrespect his father on camera, off camera. And no matter how much they tried to bait him, he never, ever disrespected his father. And when it came down to it, he was on another show where LeBron and them was the shop. And he told him, he said, I talk to my father every day. I can call my father in the middle of the night with any situation, any problem. He said, I love my daddy. I don't care what y'all say. Yeah, he kind of extra. Yeah, he kind of over the top, but that's my daddy and I love him. See, what's happening is black folks, you got to get used to this kind of love and loyalty between a black man and his sons. Because it does exist. Despite the narrative, it exists. I got 2 boys. These 2 young men love me and respect me all day, every day. I am blessed. All day, every day. You know, so I wanted to just come from the heart, come from the soul. I know I'm kind of intense. You know, some of my people that's close to me tell me that. But get off of that. Get off of that. Leave LeBron and his son alone. And I hope he play long enough to play with Bryce. I hope he do.
I hope he get a chance to step on the court one day with Bryce. And Bryce is bigger. He's bigger than his brother. He's taller. And he's highly skilled. He's highly skilled. And he got a high IQ just like his big brother and his daddy. Shoot, I hope baby girl, whatever sport or whatever she decides to do, I hope LeBron uses power and influence for her too. I hope he does. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All day, every day. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm Big Mike, and that's my point of view.